So then we have the second letter, which is the R for rehab. If you want to just dive in a little bit of what's going down with the rehab. I know you mentioned it a little bit in the beginning, but let's go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, this is the part that's going to give me gray hairs and, cardiac arrest at some point, I'm sure. So 4 commercial rehabs in 3 different cities is a bear. I can tell you that much. But, there's going to be fruit at the end of it. So I'm just got horse blinders on, just running through walls like a crazy linebacker. But I will say I made a mistake on the first one I bought. I had a short due diligence time, so I was in a rush to find a contractor, and I hired a contractor in a rush thinking, I had to get this project done. But if I had that longer term vision at the time, just 4 weeks more, I could have taken a week or 2 of not touching the project yet,
right?
Got the right contractor. They would have saved me a lot of time in the long run. But we've kind of smoothed it out. Work is going back on again, and we're moving in the right direction. The city is still a pain in the you know what, but we're working through it. And then in the Panama City Beach, we have, for those 2 properties, we actually have the same contracting company doing both of them. So I'm working with the same GC. I've done work with them in the past. Actually, my last BRRRR that we talked about on the podcast last time, they did that one and another duplex that I did at the same time. And they do really great work. They communicate well. So I like them a lot, and I want to continue to do work with them. So I was like, hey, they're closing 3 months apart, 2.5 months apart. So if we can get the majority of the work done, on the first one, we'll be doing, finishing work and stuff while we start, plumbing and electrical and all that other stuff over here. So it's different subs at different times. So I think those 2 will roll in well together, and I'm feeling really good about them. And then in Lake Tahoe, like I was saying, we just started the rehab this week, found a really good contractor who is actually not from the area, but has moved there recently. So because of that, he needed to get his crew and his guys working. So he's helping us out. We're helping him out. And then we're thinking about, again, that long-term vision of help us get this one ready, because once we do, we're going to go purchase the next one. And then we can, keep that profitable relationship running. And this is a guy that, once he got there, he's in a pretty good position. He bought, I think, 3 or 4, something like that. Residential properties he's looking to rent out and get the license to do Airbnb as well, and looking to develop some land. So he's got a lot going on too, but just trying to keep him focused on ours for now and that relationship going. So far he's been doing really good job. And then the PCB rehabs are going good, and the Fort Walton Beach is finally moving.
Sweet. So for this Lake Tahoe rehab in particular, I guess what needs to be done? If and if you have pictures too, we can either throw them up on the screen for those watching on YouTube. But kind of describe the current condition and kind of what the vision is going forward.
Yeah. So this one, credit to the seller again. He did a really good job of taking care of the place. You can tell this is a guy that had pride of ownership, and from the people in the city office who, he reported his he reported his income through, because, California, they're going to get their tax. Like, everybody we dealt with spoke really highly of him, and he helped us a ton. So that property is actually in really good condition. The only thing that we're doing, I won't say the only thing, but one of the few things we're doing is taking out like the old green carpet and putting in LVP flooring. So it's more durable, looks better. It'll go off that wood look that matches kind of the cabiny feel of Lake Tahoe. Replacing some plumbing fixtures to kind of just give it a fresh look, doing some paint in the units that need it. And then on the outside, a lot of money is going into the aesthetics and the furnishing. So the rehab is actually very, very, very reasonable compared to the $300,000 each rehabs we're doing in Panama City Beach. So much less oversight and management there, because it's like lay some flooring, paint, and replace some plumbing fixtures. And then on the outside, where it's got a really nice pool and pool area, outdoor bar, and putting in a hot tub. So
sweet.
That's where a lot of our money is going. It's got a really nice balcony. So we're putting a big wraparound, like 12-person couch with a fire pit in the middle, and like hammocks out there and string lights. It's going to look really good. I'm trying to make it like that hip, trendy place where, people drive up from San Francisco and from Sacramento to come stay here at our place. So that's in the works.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's how the Tahoe rehab's going.
Yeah. I'm picturing it right now. So I'm excited to see some pictures of it.
What my contractor just brought up today, which I thought was really cool. He's got a million ideas. So I've had to like sort through them. He was like, along the fence rail by the pool, it's got these like lanterns that are already like look pretty good. We might like paint the bars and stuff to make the fence look a little bit better. But on the top of the lanterns, they have hooks, and there's a huge pine tree right there. So he's like, we'll take some string lights on those hooks and then attach them to the top of the tree. So it creates like a kind of like a circus dome feel. It's all open, but we have the string lights that are over the pool. It provides lighting. I'm like,
that's cool.
Now that's a good idea. That really brings the outdoor space together. And then you get, some evening photos taken, professional photography. Like, boom, I got to stay here.
Yeah. Sounds like you hit a home run with the property, the seller, the contractor. So I'm excited to see this thing.
Yeah. So far, knock on wood that the rehab keeps going good. We did have a leak this past weekend because there was an earthquake so the copper line busted, but we're handling that. Other than that, it's going good. Yeah.
Yeah. There's always gonna be things that pop up, of course. Yeah. So you mentioned 15% down, and then I totally forgot about the rehab and furnishing costs. So I guess, what are you guys estimating for that? And who is, how is that being brought in?
Yeah, I think off the top of my head, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I think it's about 70,000 or so in rehab, about 70 to 80 in furnishing. So that puts us about 150, and then another like 20 or so going to the exterior, like restriping the parking lot, kind of outdoor furniture, sprucing up the pool area. So I think our all-in budget there is about 170, give or take.
Something like that,
the numbers right in front of me. So compare that to like $300,000 rehabs and PCB, and we're not talking furnishing yet, or 260 to 280, and we're not talking furnishing yet. So different beasts.
Is that money that you guys are bringing from the outside, debt, equity, personal?
So
where's that money?
For at least, we're still trying to pin down finance. We got two options. I think we're going to go for the third property in PCB. We're going to go with the same lender, and we're going to get better terms. But for the first two, and really kind of the entity as a structure, because they're all three under the same entity, we raised the total equity needed, basically, the down payments, the repairs, the furnishings, all in one. And that's how properties 1 and 2 have worked out so far. And then unit 3, we might actually get some loan to cost. So, they'll lend on the total cost of the project purchase plus repairs. So it'll be a little bit less equity on that deal if we need to, which will balance out, some other things we have going on, and maybe reallocate some money or redistribute it or distribute it back to investors, whatever that ends up.
Cool. So one of the big things that go into it, obviously, as you know, is the furnishing. Mm-hmm. And you've done quite a few Airbnbs and units at this point. So how do you think about the costs associated with that? Do you have is there a formula used? Is there how do you go about the estimating of furnishing costs?
Yeah, I wish there was a formula. Like doing it enough now, I kind of know, based on the unit size. So typically on like a studio with a kitchenette or something like that, you're going to be looking at, you can really, if you're going to do this yourself, you could do it for like $2,500, get everything off of Facebook Marketplace, go to Ross, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, places like that, and bring it all together, which is what my wife and I did on our, a lot of our residential properties. And then on a, 1 or 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom, you're going to have 2 beds, 2 headboards, like 2 side tables and lamps. So your cost is going to go up. You're probably looking at, say $3,500 for that. And then our like full 2 bedroom units, they'll have 2 beds in 1 room, a master bedroom. They got 2 bathrooms, and they've got a full kitchen, living room. Those are more like $4,500 to $5,000, maybe up to $55,000, depending on the touches there. So that's kind of what we've looked at it as. And that's what we found to be pretty standard, depending on like the finishes. I know people that have bought like 4 bedroom houses and spent like $35,000 in furnishings. I'm like, man, why'd you do that? You could have done it so much cheaper. Right. So that's with buying new furniture, those costs I just told you about. That's finding like the unique little art pieces that go on the walls and on the shelves. And even like the most recent one that we've done personally, we hired a furnisher on that, and we got the whole thing done for $4,000. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, full
Nice.
kitchen, and it was professionally done. We didn't do anything. They even lifted all the stuff in there. I mean, it was set up ready for $4,000, and it was a 1-bedroom.
Wow.
So
That's pretty good. Yeah. The property we just set up, I don't know exactly how much we spent off the top of my head, but we did what you said. We went the Facebook marketplace route and pieced it all together.
yeah.
We got crazy deals like
oh dude, I love the Facebook marketplace shopping.
Yeah.
Like the negotiating, the stories like, hey, my wife and I, we just moved here, trying to get a couch. We've had like older couples that are like moving away from the beach, they're buying an RV or whatever, getting rid of everything and just give us like half a house for like $600. And we're like, all right, we're going to go drop this load off. We'll be right back. Don't sell anything else.
Thanks for watching that clip from the Real Estate Investing Made Simple podcast. If you want to see the entire interview, go ahead and click the link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for all future episodes.